Exactly 2 minutes and 10 seconds past. Time comes to you by courtesy of the Popeye Watch Company. P.O.P.I.
Well, here we are back at the Rockcliffe Country Club, broadcasting the Amateur State Championship by courtesy of the American Mustard Company. Judd Carey and Jimmy Thompson are all even, approaching the 18th green. Judd Carey lies 10 feet from the cup. Thompson is about to putt. Quiet, please.
For pity's sake, Sally, pull up your stockings.
Oh, don't bother me. My legs are all right.
Well, they may be all right to walk on, but they're certainly terrible to look at.
Oh, look. Here they come. Jimmy's putting. Where's the ball? I'm afraid to look.
Now Judd Carey is in trouble. Thompson has laid him a perfect stymie. Thompson's ball lies directly between Carey's and the hole. If you can sink this one, you'll win the match. Hold your breath, folks. He needs a miracle.
Oh, I hope Judd wins.
Which one is Judd Carey?
The one in the white flannel. Isn't he wonderful?
Not bad. You can play with my beads.
Quiet, please. Boy, what a shot.
Boy, what a shot.
Good boy, Judd. Folks, I meet the new champion, Judd Carey.
Come on, John. Well, come on, John. Step out on here.
Judd, I knew you'd win. Oh, you were too marvelous.
Judd, come on. They're waiting for you to present the cup.
I'll be there in a minute.
May I congratulate you too, Mr. Carey?
Oh, this is my cousin, Artist Delafield.
Well, how do you do, Artist?
How do you do, Judd? I'm certainly glad I decided to move to Corinth.
Are you living here?
Yes, I just moved in last week.
Oh. You're the kind of improvement this town needs.
Come on, Judd. I'm waiting for you to present the cup, Judd.
I'll be there.
Who's going to help me out? I'm so sorry I can't stay to see you presented with the cup. But some friends of mine are motoring over from Lennox.
Say, Sally, where have you been hiding this dazzling cousin of yours?
Artist? Oh, she's been living abroad since her divorce. I wonder why divorcees are so attractive.
Well, everyone likes to do business with an established firm.
I guess you're right. Judd, excuse me. Hank tells me you're going to New York tomorrow.
That's right. Can't play golf all the time.
Oh, I'm going, too. And I was wondering if you could take me to a speakeasy on 51st Street. You know, I've never been to one.
Well, I can't tomorrow. Some other time, maybe.
I'm sailing for Europe the next day.
Oh, really? I hadn't heard.
Why, Judd Carey, I told you all about it yesterday.
Hey, Judd, the committee's getting restless.
Well, I'm sorry. I've got to go. Goodbye, Artist. We'll be seeing a lot of each other.
I hope so.
Goodbye, Sally.
Oh, goodbye.
Come on, Sally.
So that's Sally's cousin. Yeah, this sure is my lucky day.
I like that boy.
Artist, what's the matter with me?
The matter? Do you feel ill?
No, but Judd treats me as if I were a baby. And everyone else does, too.
Sally, you're the old-fashioned, simple type. Nowadays, sophistication is the cry. Experience. Men aren't interested any longer in a sheet of virgin white paper. They want something with some writing on it.
Well, how does one get experience? In a nice way, I mean.
Well, the only way to get experience in a nice way is to get married.
You be careful. You be careful. Goodbye, Miss Summers. Goodbye. Goodbye.
I do wish we could have gone with you, dear. But your Aunt Della has to take those lessons in lip reading. She's gotten so deaf she can't hear a thing.
Oh, I'll be all right.
You'll only be alone on the boat. Mrs. Ames will meet you at half.
Don't forget to tell Sally about Mrs. Ames meeting her.
I am telling her now.
Yes, I was afraid you'd forgotten.
Don't talk to any strange men on the boat or anywhere else.
Well, I certainly won't see any men at the Martha Washington. They're not allowed there.
Thank you. You're speaking loud enough.
You'd better stay in your cabin most of the voyage. Then you won't run the risk of meeting the wrong sort of people.
Well, Artis said she'd had the best time she's ever had coming back from Paris last summer.
Artis is a married woman.
She's a divorcee, you mean?
Hush, dear, I don't think it's very kind of you to mention it.
Well, why not? Divorcees are the fashion. Nowadays, sophistication is the cry.
What?
Experience. Men aren't interested in a sheet of white paper with no writing on it.
Be sure you write everything.
There's Judd. Hello, darling.
Oh, hello, Sally.
Hello, Sally.
Why, Judd, I thought you were going to New York.
I'm sorry, Sally. I can't make it.
Oh, I understand.
Well, look, the tennis matches will be over at 4. You can make the 5:11 easily.
Could you, Judd?
I'll try.
You'll make it. I'll see that he does.
Oh, thank you, Hank.
We'd better be going, Judd, dear. We're late now.
Goodbye, Sally.
Come on,
Where we meet, Judd?
Where are you stopping?
At the Martha Washington, of course.
She would. Will you telephone me at 6?
At 6.
Promise?
Goodbye, dear. Bye, Sally. There's the boat going.
That's the third blonde I've made today.
Would you like to look at a magazine?
Thank you.
That's a Lavelle model, Miss Brown. I brought it from Paris myself last month.
How much is it?
$375.
Oh, that's a lot of money.
Not when you realize how important clothes are. That's all a woman needs. Pretty clothes and salesmanship. That's how I got my job.
You must be awfully clever.
Oh, not at all. But I've got salesmanship. You've probably got it, too. But, it doesn't show in that outfit.
I'm afraid that's not what I need.
Salesmanship is what every woman needs, Miss Brown.
I don't understand.
What are pretty clothes? Nothing but window dressing. Being seen in the smart places. Just advertising. A good line of chatter, sales talk. And playing one beau against another creates interest by competition.
All right, I'll take that one also.
Good.
Are they going home?
Yes, it's 6 o'clock.
Oh, may I use your phone?
Oh, yes, of course. What number do you want?
The Martha Washington Hotel.
Huh?
The Martha Washington.
Oh. Edith, get the Martha Washington Hotel. No, not for me. For Miss Brown.
Thank you. Hello, this is Miss Brown speaking. Are there any messages for me?
Yes, Miss Brown. Mr. Carey regrets to say he missed the train.
He wishes Miss Brown bon voyage. Thank you. Anything wrong? It's all no use, this window dressing. You wanted him to see you in your new clothes. I get it. He's never been able to see me in anything.
Well, he sure missed an eyeful.
Thank you. I mustn't keep you any longer.
Well, that's all right. I haven't any date for tonight.
Haven't you? Well, I wonder if you'd have dinner with me.
At the Martha Washington?
Anywhere. I'm all alone.
Sure I will.
Couldn't we go to a speakeasy?
Now you're talking. Which speak do you prefer?
Isn't there one on 50-something Street?
One? 1,001, you mean?
I'd sooner leave it to you.
Well, there's 21 East. You know that one, of course. Then there's 75 East. There's 23, 25, 35, 47, 49 West. I know. Let's go to Nell Worthington's new penthouse on Park Avenue, okay?
Wherever you say.
Okay. I'll call up and say that I won't be home for dinner.
And I'll put on one of my new dresses.
Good.
Good evening, Mr. Delano. Good evening, Charles. Come in.
You remember me, don't you, Charles? Saturday night.
Oh, how are you, Mrs. Logan? You ladies look so different in the different hats. I never make a mistake with a man.
I wish I could say the same.
Oh, Nell, how are you? Please, Louis, give the ladies the best table in the room.
Kind of girl, thanks, Nell. What do you have? 10 or 12 martinis or a small stein of gin?
I think I'll have an orangeade.
One orangeade. Well, you have me.
I'm going to order Scotch whiskey, and I'll drink what you bring me.
Hello, Oscar. Where did you spring from? Here, get off. You're on the ladies' code.
Oh, that's all right. Let him stay there.
Did you hear that, Oscar? Well, what do you say? Go on, show your manners. Hey, not so loud. This is a speakeasy.
How old is he?
18 months. Rather young for speakeasy.
He seems to like me.
Intelligent dog, Oscar.
You've made a hit. It's the new clothes.
I don't know what my aunts would say if they knew I'd spoken to a man without an introduction.
Go over and make your notice shirt. Rub your head against her shoulder. Go on.
Hello, Oscar.
Oscar seems to have thrown his pride to the winds. He isn't usually such an easy pickup.
Say, we're no pushovers ourselves.
I think he's a darling.
He thinks very much the same about you.
Well, how do you like your first speakeasy?
I think it's lovely.
This drink is on the house.
Well, it's about time. A bull!
Going. No argument.
Trying to get away, were you?
I was only having an orangeade, mister.
Yeah? Well, tell that to the judge.
Ah, there you are.
Keep that mob back in there. I want to talk to you. You too. All right, keep him back there.
Where's your little friend?
I thought she was with us.
So did I.
Hurry up, Charles. The last time I took a ride, I was too late to get a seat.
Smells like garlic.
What are you expecting, a patrol wagon, lilies?
What is this, a raid or something?
I'm sure I don't know, dear.
Say, weren't you two in that place? Is he talking to us?
He thinks we were in that horrible place.
Oh, let's go, dear. Hey, you better put this coat on.
It isn't mine. I picked up the wrong coat.
It's a man.
Come on now, hurry up. Come on there, sister. We got room for one more.
Go easy on her, officer. She's just a kid.
All right. All right. What's your name?
Smith.
Oh, yeah? John, I suppose.
How did you know?
What's your name?
Jones. William Jones.
Oh, William Jones, eh?
Yeah.
What's your name, young woman? Brown, I suppose.
Yes, that's right. Brown.
Smith, Jones, and Brown.
Yeah.
Afraid of publicity, are you? Illington, eh?
That isn't my name.
You take my advice and tell the truth to the judge, Mrs. Illington.
I'm holding you for trial a week from tomorrow. Next.
Miss Betsy Ross and Miss Barbara Fritchie.
Your name isn't Barbara Fritchie?
Oh, yes, it is, Your Honor. Why, I'm a descendant of the famous Barbara Fritchie.
Well, you've descended a long way. In Barbara Fritchie's day, girlhood was synonymous with innocence, virtue, sweetness. I ought to send every unmarried girl caught in one of these raids to a reformatory. Remember, if you come here again giving false names, you shall be punished accordingly. Dismissed.
Mrs. Stephen Illington.
Well, at least, Mrs. Illington, you haven't tried to conceal your identity. Tell me, is your husband in court?
No, sir.
Does he approve of you going to these places?
Oh, please, sir, it's the first time.
Well, after all, you're a married woman. It's not quite so bad for you to be found in these surroundings. Dismissed.
Thank you, sir.
James Hartwell and Mary Hartwell.
Oh, Miss Brown.
Shh, don't. What's the matter? Call me Mrs. Illington.
Oh, I get it. Come on, I got a taxi waiting. Well, now that we're alone, why the Mrs. Illington?
That's the name the policeman found in this coat.
Whose overcoat is it?
I don't know. I grabbed it in the dock, and the policeman insisted that was my name.
That's probably just as well. Maybe better. You know, sometimes it's useful being married. If you were going to Europe as a married woman, you'd have lots more fun.
Why is that? My cousin Audas tell me practically the same thing.
Paris is a paradise for wives. Single girls just sit at home or have to go around with chaperones. But wives go everywhere. Say, why don't you go to Europe as Mrs. Brown? You'd have a lot better time.
Oh, I couldn't do that.
I don't see why not. Well, anyway, look out for these foreign bozos. They make more forward passes and offside plays in an evening than Notre Dame does in a season. Well, 12 o'clock. Enough excitement for one evening. Bye. Good luck. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. That won't cramp your style much.
I wonder if I dare.
Dare what?
Did the men in Paris ever insult you?
I'd be insulted if they didn't. Toodaloo.
Good night.
you anything in writing from Miss Brown?
Yes, I have a letter. Miss Brown couldn't sail, so I'm taking her cabin.
Well, it's all right, I suppose.
Thank you.
Mrs. Illington. Mrs. Illington.
Oh.
I heard you give your name at the ticket desk. I used to know Stephen Illington when he was a young boy.
Did you really?
He was charming then. What is he like now?
He's still charming.
He's not with you by any chance?
Oh, no, he couldn't come. Business, of course.
Business. With all the millions Stephen Illington's got.
That's just what I say to him.
I think it horrid of him not to come and see you off.
Oh, he hates goodbye.
He's a very silly fellow to allow an attractive young wife to go off to Paris all by herself.
That's why I'm going. I mean, of course I couldn't go by myself if I weren't married.
Oh, Mrs. Cartwright, I've just heard a very funny story about the wedding night of my friend Jose Moneda.
Mrs. Illington, allow me to present Senor Pereira.
Enchanté, madame.
How do you do?
Oh, what's the story, Louis?
Well, are you sure you don't mind a risky story, Mrs. Illington?
Why, of course not. We're all married.
Certainly.
Well, seems they had just got it.
Paris is so beautiful.
But not as beautiful as you.
Lovely, don't you think so, Mr. Constantos?
Charming. And with your figure, Bennett, it will be divine.
These foreigners.
Who won?
Te idolatro.
Te idolatro. Which one is that?
Well, I mean in my own language, I adore you.
I'm afraid your mind's not on the race.
Well, shall we have some tea?
Madame, all that I ask is a dream. 1 hour with you miss the stars above. One little souvenir of love.
You're a divine dancer, Louis.
Madame, there is no harm it would seem. Grant me 1 hour miss the stars above. One little souvenir of love. So you're not mine. Stolen sweets are the sweetest. One night,
Louis.
Wine. Shall we to cherish my memory, Madame? Don't wake me up. Let me dream.
You mustn't talk like that. I'm a married woman.
Grant me one souvenir of love.
What are you two talking about, Sally? I was just telling Louis that I'm married, and I like it.
Marriage is all right for American women, but it can't be so good for the husband.
Oh, that's the man next door again.
See here, what's the matter with all you people? Didn't you hear me pounding on that wall?
Oh, that's all right. You needn't apologize. We were making quite a lot of noise ourselves.
That's so. Well, we'll see about that. I've got to catch up on my sleep. I've got a hard night ahead of me.
Well, that's all right. Beds in Paris aren't supposed to be slept in.
Aren't they?
You can sleep when you get back to America.
Yeah, well, we'll see about that. Hello, give me the desk. The desk. Desk. How do you say desk?
Bureau.
Bureau. Fancy that, a desk in France is a bureau. Hello. Givey moi, le bureau. How do you say house detective in French?
They don't have them.
Don't have them?
No.
Very well, I'll have to take care of that myself then. Operator, je voulais la complainte. Je voulais la complainte. Cette américaine ici, je can't, I can't coucher.
If Monsieur will be kind enough to speak English, I might understand him better.
Bonjour, Monsieur. Bonjour. I sent you a telegram from Havre this morning.
What's your name, Monsieur?
Illington, Stephen Illington.
Oh, Monsieur Illington, your wife is in 24, 25, 26.
My wife?
Oui, Monsieur. Madame Stephen Illington of New York. It is correct, n'est-ce pas?
May I see that?
Oui, Monsieur. Is the lady not your wife?
Must be my wife, all right.
Oh, Monsieur didn't know that Madame was here.
No. But it'll be nice to see her.
I see.
Just in time.
Oh, no, another Louis. You're doggone now.
Oh, don't worry. When he's tight, Louis acts like a perfect gentleman.
Well, then he better hurry up and get tight. Oh, there's that wretched man back again.
Oh, I'll handle him.
Madame, it is your husband.
Oh, believe it or not, I'm waiting for a streetcar.
Why, Stephen Illington.
Mrs. Cartwright.
Let me congratulate you. We all think your wife is charming.
Well, which is my wife? It's been so long since I've seen her, I've forgotten what she looks like.
Stephen Illington.
My little bride. Well, aren't you going to kiss me?
Go on kissing. Don't mind us.
Why, she's actually blushing. I remember when I used to blush.
What a memory.
How couldn't a husband leave a bride so adorable?
I realize I've been making a big mistake. Tell me, are you surprised to see me, darling?
It's horrible for a husband to drop in on his wife without warning.
That's what causes divorces.
Now I suppose he won't come to my party tonight.
Oh, yes. Yes, I shall.
But, darling, don't you think it would be much nicer to stay at home tonight?
Let me know later, will you?
At any rate, we'd better leave the lovebirds now.
Oh, no, don't go. I'll talk to him outside.
Outside?
Well, wherever he's staying, in the hall,
Where he's staying?
The American bride and groom, they are so blasé.
She's shy with him. But you'll get over that, darling. Come, we'll go.
What's her name?
Marie.
You may go too, Marie.
Oui, monsieur. Je comprends parfaitement.
Alone at last.
We oughtn't to be here alone. It doesn't look right.
Why not, darling? We're married.
We're nothing of the sort, and you know it.
Why, sweetheart, of course we're married. You registered that way, and I certainly wouldn't contradict a lady.
Don't go in there. That's my bedroom.
You don't expect to spend the whole of our married life in the living room, do you, Precious?
Oh, if you call me precious again, I'll scream.
Very well. My lamp.
Please, Mr. Illington.
All right, Mrs. Illington. I'll go now and come back later. I haven't brushed up after my journey anyway.
But I want to explain.
Oh, by the way, they insisted on giving me the room right next to yours. Well, Oscar, we've got a wife at last. And who do you think it is? The charming little lady you picked up that night in the speakeasy. And she's right in that room on the other side of that door. What do you think of that? Why, Oscar, I'm surprised at you. She's not that kind of a girl.
Entree.
Bonsoir, Madame Illington.
I want you to take this note to Mr. Illington.
Where is Monsieur Illington?
We have the suite next door, I believe.
Ah, oui, the monsieur is the gentleman who just arrived. A note, monsieur.
Just leave it there, please.
Why, Oscar, how in the world did you get in here?
I beg your pardon.
How dare you come in here?
I'm sorry, but you opened the connecting door.
I opened it. I most certainly did not.
No? Then it must have been the waiter. It's lucky we are married. Otherwise, you might be terribly embarrassed.
Please go away. I'm cold.
Yes, I noticed that the hot water wasn't very warm myself. Maybe we'd better move to another hotel.
Go away.
Oscar, come here. You know it isn't nice to watch a young lady taking a bath. Lucky dog. Yes, Trowbridge?
I beg your pardon, sir, but is that part of our premises, too?
Those are Mrs. Illington's quarters.
Mrs. Illington?
Have you my evening clothes ready, Trowbridge?
Mrs. Illington, sir? Yes, sir, yes, sir. But, you know, this is so sudden, sir. Why, it's knocked me all of a heap, sir.
You can just imagine how I felt. What on earth have you got there, Oscar? Pretty, isn't it?
Yes, quite, sir, quite.
Marriage is becoming more and more attractive every minute.
Marie. Oui, madame.
Madame, she just went downstairs with Monsieur Rodriguez.
Rodriguez, huh? Trowbridge. Give me my things, please. I'm going out.
Yes, sir.
Sally. Where are you going?
Didn't you get my note?
I did.
Then surely I've explained sufficiently.
Just a minute. This Rodriguez has the worst reputation in Paris.
Good night, Mr. Illington.
Chateau Toledo.
Stephen.
Oh, good work. You're coming with us, Stephen. We're going places.
I can't.
Why not?
I'm so mad I can't think of but one thing.
Sounds like a girl.
It is a girl. She got the beauty of a goddess. The chick of an insurance agent. And there's nothing I'd rather do than box her ears and tell her what to think of her. Chateau Toledo.
What's the matter with him?
Well, it's either love or indigestion.
Just came in. Oh, I hope he hit somebody. I love excitement.
All alone, Monsieur Ellington?
My wife may join me presently.
Atita, your husband is there.
Pardon me. May I come in? I can't remember the last time I danced with my wife.
Certainly.
I suppose you're following me around to see that I don't disgrace this name of yours.
I wasn't thinking of my name when I warned you against that scoundrel Rodriguez.
You're jealous.
Why not? You're my wife.
I'm certainly glad I'm not really Mr. Stephen Ellington.
So am I.
How are you?
If you were, I'd be up in court for wife beating.
So you'd like to beat me, would you?
Yes. I'd like to give you a good old-fashioned spanking.
Right here?
No, in the usual place.
Don't know whether you're aware of it, Mr. Ellington, but the music has stopped. I suppose you realize you've made me quite uncomfortable by coming here tonight.
That's the reason I came here. I'm hoping you'll feel so uncomfortable you'll allow me to take you home.
I just did all this to get my freedom, and I'm not going to let you take it away from me. Goodbye.
Goodbye, madame.
No more, please.
Oh.
Look out for that Rodriguez. He's always trying to make the ladies lose their heads. He don't mean right by ourselves.
Pardon, Monsieur Ellington. Madame, your wife has not come to join you?
No, I noticed that too.
There is never anything certain about the ladies.
Except that they're uncertain.
L'addition, oh, l'addition pour monsieur, tout de suite.
I don't think it's wise to quarrel with Stephen over a man like Rodriguez.
Rodriguez brought me, and he's going to take me home.
Very well, my dear.
But remember, they all call Rodriguez the wolf in sheep's clothing.
May I drop you, Mrs. Cartwright?
Thank you, yes. Remember, I'm only going to stay a minute.
I only want to show you that painting, which reminds me so much of you. Turn the car around. We'll stay yours 5 minutes.
On les connaît ces 5 minutes, hein?
Comment, mon vieux? Ils vont s'amuser là-bas.
Nous en avons pour un moment maintenant. Allez à la maison, hein?
Where's the painting you wanted me to see?
Oh, there, above the fireplace. Don't you think it is like you?
You can hardly see the face.
Well, I don't mean the face, but that is your figure. Your carriage. Well. There you are.
No champagne for me, thank you.
Oh, just a sip. The finest you have ever drunk. Oh, well, I hope you're not offended because I say my picture looks like you. The eyes of a man experienced like myself can see through your charming Chanels and Patous to the real beauty beneath. As I watched you dancing, I have seen you like that. A lovely nymph with that perfect line, with that flesh tone.
I think, Mr. Rodriguez, you'd better take me home.
Well, if you women don't want we should think about your figure, then why must you dress so as to reveal them?
Let me go, please.
Oh, darling, I'm
Let
crazy
me
about
go.
you. Lindo, cariño de mi alma, como te quiero. Yo siempre te he querido desde el momento en que te vi.
Go, help.
Te dije yo. Is this by arrangement? If so, what am I expected to pay? Come on with me.
Concierge, ouvrez-moi la porte.
Oh, monsieur.
Where's your evening wear?
Why, I left it upstairs.
Well, I'll get some more. Put this one on. You've worn my coat before, you know.
Don't cry.
Well, I want to apologize to you.
No nonsense.
I'm sorry I was rude. And I think it was wonderful of you to come after me and save me.
Charming, isn't it?
Don't seem quite respectable to me.
Respectable? Why, everything is respectable when one's married.
I wonder when they did get married. Oh, you think we should?
Why, certainly. See? That looks much better.
have you done?
Bonsoir, madame.
Good night, madam.
C'est tu, Mary.
Bonne nuit, madame.
Bonne nuit. These French.
I find them very charming myself.
We must send for them to come and lock the door between our rooms.
In the middle of the night?
But suppose someone were to find out that we'd spent the night right next door to each other.
Then we'd really have to get married.
Don't be silly.
Come here. This is the city of romance. Who couldn't fall in love on a moonlight night in Paris? The ghosts of all the lovers of history about us. Camille, Manon, Mimi and Rodolfo, Abelard and Eloise.
Yes, you're right. Anything might happen on a night like this.
What's that?
2 idiot friends of mine. I'll take care of them.
Hi, Steve. Are we Detroit?
Hey, why didn't you tell us you were married?
Oh, we couldn't go to bed without congratulating you.
We gotta see the bride tonight.
Say, look here. Come around in the morning. Hey, don't go in there.
So that's where she is.
How do you do, Mrs. Ellington? Hey, Jack, come and meet Stephen's bride. He always was a good picker.
Come on, get out. You're tight, both of you.
Why, if it isn't Sally Brown. Don't you remember me? Corinth Country Club. I'm a friend of Hank Oldfield's.
Yes, I remember you.
Well, what about a drink to celebrate? Come on, fellas, have a heart.
Oh, they want us to go, Peter. Brides and grooms like to be alone together. I know what to take a hit.
Idea. Oh, good night, Stephen. May heaven bless you.
I'm terribly sorry.
I guess it's my fault.
Do you remember what we were talking about before they came?
Yes. But it's too late to talk any more nonsense tonight.
It isn't nonsense, Sally.
I'm terribly tired. Goodbye.
Goodbye? You mean good night.
All right. Good night.
You think I've fallen in love, Oscar? Or had the moonlight and the chestnut blossoms made me goofy? Anyway, if we're goofy, let's be good and goofy. Let's get up the first thing in the morning and go out and buy the biggest diamond ring we can find in the Rue de la Paix. And then we'll get married. And then we'll take her down to Fontainebleau. And we'll have lunch at that charming little cafe where you chase the ducks. Hmm?
Morning, Trowbridge. Good morning, sir. Your breakfast is ready, sir.
I've had my breakfast. The tray looks rather nice. Give it to me. Dee-dum-de-dum. Da-dee-da-dum. Dee-dum-da-dum. Dee-da-da-da-dee.
cette chanson un talisman. Pense que mon cœur si est caché brillant, que ce chant d'amour te rendra moi.
Where's Madame? Allô? Le bureau, vite. Allô? Where's my wife? Where did she go? Huh? Illington.
Madame Illington, she's left, monsieur.
You didn't think you'd succeeded in keeping it a secret, did you?
Ask her about her husband.
I do think, though, that you might have written and told us all about it instead of letting us hear it from strangers. Who told you? Hank Oldfield had a letter from a friend of his in Paris who was stopping at the same hotel as you and your husband.
Tell her about Hank Oldfield and the letter.
Yes. He said that he was in your suite one night.
Well, I don't know just how to explain it. You see, I didn't think it would turn out this way.
You mean it's turned out badly?
Well, it started just as a lark.
Oh, how could you expect a marriage that started as a lark to turn out happily?
Well, I'm so glad to hear you're so happy.
Mrs. Delafield's on the telephone. She wants to speak to Miss Sally.
Thank you.
I suppose it's all over town that she's back.
Yes. We should ring up everybody in town and tell them she's back.
Hello, Aldous. I want you to come and dine and bring your husband. Well, you might as well know it now, Aldous. My husband and I have separated.
They've separated?
Tell her they can get the house next door.
No, I can't come tomorrow. I want to spend 2 or 3 days with my aunt. Very well, dear. Next Tuesday. I'll just have 1 or 2 old friends.
Has anybody seen Sally since she came home?
No, she wanted to be left alone with her aunts for a few days. I suppose she's weeping over the loss of her husband. Oh, there's Sally now.
Afraid I'm disgustingly late.
Why, Sally, I'd never have known you.
Perhaps you never did, darling.
So this is your poor, crushed little mouse, eh, Artis?
Crushed? Oh, I see. Artis thought I was miserable because my marriage went haywire. Well, you seemed to bear up pretty well yourself, darling, after you left your husband's bed and boredom.
Sally, you're the most
Hank?
beautiful... Hey.
Hello, Sally.
And who is this handsome young man?
Dinner is served. May I take you in?
As usual in New England, there aren't enough men to go round.
I was expecting another man, a perfectly charming person who's staying at the club.
Oh, is that the handsome stranger that I saw you talking to? The one with a little black mustache and the bulldog?
Oh, what's his name?
Brown. Gerald Brown.
Brown? I thought it was someone I knew.
Shall we go in? You know, I can't understand why
Why'd you have to rush off and get married? Men at home good enough to choose from?
The men at home wouldn't take yes for an answer.
Well, we looked when you were such a kid.
I was in those days. I used to think that men like girls to be young and innocent.
So they do.
Oh, no. I know now what makes a girl a success.
What does?
An air of mystery. A touch of experience. Every woman should be allowed at least one unhappy marriage. Just to get her started.
I'm afraid your unhappy marriage has made you a bit cynical.
Suffering is apt to do that to a woman.
You suffer much?
Oh, horribly.
What did he do to you?
I'd rather not talk about it.
Did he beat you?
Practically all the time.
Look here, Sally, you've got to get a divorce.
Yes. I suppose I have.
Of course you have, and I'll help you. I'll stand by you through thick and thin. You know that, don't you?
Sally, I want you to meet my friend, Mr. Brown. Mr. Brown, this is my cousin. She used to be a Miss Brown before she was married.
Really? Perhaps we're related.
Now her name is Mrs. Illington.
How do you do, Mrs. Wellington?
No, Illington.
Oh, Illington. What's new, Mr. Illington?
It isn't the same one.
I'm sure it was the same one.
No. Oh, I feel faint. Oh, I think I better go home.
Oh, nonsense. You can't leave now. Judd, take her to the lounge. I'll get you some spirits of ammonia.
Can't I do something?
Poor Sally. She's just separated from her husband. She's trying to be brave about it, but you've been quite a shock.
Perhaps it's the first husband she ever lost.
He treated her rather badly. He used to beat her.
It's a lie. I mean, that is, I can't imagine. You don't say. Feeling better now?
Oh, please go away, Judd. I want to be alone.
I'll get you some aspirin.
Here our romance is broken. Try and keep this simple love song ever spoken. I leave you my heart wrapped in this melody. When you hear this song, remember me.
What a beautiful night it is. Reminds me of Paris in spring. Were you ever in Paris in spring, Mrs. Illington?
What are you trying to do? Punish me some more?
Punish you? I only wanted to see you again, to be near you.
Why do you come here and meet all my friends under an assumed name? You just delight in making me feel ashamed and uncomfortable.
That isn't fair. If I'd come here as Stephen Illington, you would have been uncomfortable. I couldn't do that. So as long as you took my name, I took yours.
You can have your precious old name back soon. I'm just going to use it for a little while.
Why, just a little while?
Very soon I'm going to say I've got my divorce and take back my own name.
Then maybe I'd better stay, Mr. Brown. Here you are.
Oh, no, thanks. I'm all right now.
I think you've monopolized Mr. Brown long enough. Do you mind if I take you?
Not in the least.
Is this Judd Carey in love with your little cousin?
No, but she's mad about him. Always has been.
I see. Say yes, won't you, Sally?
Don't be ridiculous, Judd. We're playing golf.
Well, I can't play golf while you keep me dangling like this. I developed a nasty slice.
Oh, I suppose you think I ought to marry you so you can get your drive back. What club do I use here?
Oh, Mashy Nibley. Good shot.
Oh, you've made me go into the bunker with all your talk.
Hello, Sally. You're looking up.
Oh, I can't be bothered. That woman makes me sick. She tries to grab every man she sees.
I think this Gerald Brown is in love with her.
Oh, men are idiots.
Well, you needn't get sore at me.
I'm not sore at you. I'm talking about Mr. Idiot Brown.
I'm sorry, but I won't be able to come to lunch today. There's someone I have to see.
Oh, I'm sorry. But I'll see you tonight.
Goodbye. I won't be a moment, darling.
I'll wait for you in your car, Judd.
Say, Hank.
Hmm?
Is Peter Tom still in Paris?
Yes, Hotel George VIII. Why?
I'm going to cable him to get a copy of Sally's marriage certificate. She's lost hers, and she'll need it for the divorce.
Is she going to get a divorce?
Sure she is. She's going to be Mrs. Judd Carey.
Yes, it just happened. He proposed at the 15th hole. I said no at the 16th. He insisted at the 17th, so I accepted at the 18th.
I wish you'd waited a little longer.
It's only an 18-hole course.
You love him?
Well, I promised to marry him, didn't I?
What's the matter, crying, darling?
No, get in.
Well, goodbye. See you tomorrow at the dance. I'm afraid not. I'm leaving in the morning. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, good luck. Thanks. But you've got that. Well, Oscar, here we are. Just a couple of bachelors.
What does it mean?
Well, it means that Sally and Ellington were never married.
Well, then why?
Romance, Paris by moonlight, champagne. You know how those things happen.
You think they had a love affair?
Well, they must have. Peter wrote me that he met Sally in Ellington's room. She was in negligee and everything.
Please, this is terrible.
I'm sorry, old man.
I hate to say anything like that about your cousin, but Hank Oldfield just showed me the cable.
I always said Sally Brown was a little fool, but I never realized she was that foolish.
Sally, I want to talk to you.
Do you know that you forgot to comb your hair?
I think you'd better take Sally home, Aunt Cora. If she stays, the women might make it very unpleasant for her.
What do you mean? Have you taken leave of your senses?
No, but I'm afraid Sally did while she was in Paris. Yes, thank you. Sally had a lovely time in Paris.
What's the use? You won't believe whatever I tell you. You've made up your mind to think the worst.
Sally, I only think as everyone else does. Two friends of mine saw you in his suite. You registered as Mr. and Miss Ellington.
Oh, please, please, Judd. I know Sally can explain.
I'm not going to try.
I think I'm the one to do the explaining. Why you? I'm Sally's husband.
Her husband?
Her what?
What did you say, Mr. Brown?
Am I missing something?
My name isn't Brown. I'm Stephen Ellington. Ellington?
Now I understand. You're the new golf professional.
No, he's her husband.
Yes, that's what I said.
I just saw a cable from Paris saying that no marriage took place between you two. Naturally. We were married in Deauville. Married and spent our honeymoon there. I apologize, Sally, but you can't blame me. Everyone else thought just as I did.
It doesn't matter.
You don't mean that.
That's exactly what I do mean. At first, when you were so willing to believe the worst of me, I felt terrible.
But now I realize it doesn't matter what you think.
My dear, why didn't you make a confidant of me? You know I'd have told you what to do.
That's the trouble. I listened to you once too often. I believed what you said about men liking sophisticated women. That's what's got me in this mess. You and your silly speeches.
Why, Sally...
Oh, I was stupid, all right. So stupid I believed men were following you instead of the other way round.
Are you suggesting that I run after men?
Oh, no. It isn't necessary for a mousetrap to run after a mouse.
Sally, I was never so insulted in all my life.
Cora, what's the matter? Is she angry at something?
Sally.
Oh, go away, please.
Come get in my car. I want to have a long talk with you, young lady.
Now I'm in a worse mess than before. Everyone thinks we're married.
Now, don't worry, darling. We can sneak away quietly and get married. That'll take care of that old scandal business.
So that's the only reason you want to marry me, to quiet a scandal.
Sally, a man doesn't follow a girl all the way from Paris to Corinth. He doesn't do any of the things I've done just to quiet a scandal. He only does it for one reason. Sally, I love you.
That's all I wanted to know.
We can get married first thing in the morning.
Couldn't we do it tonight?